Good morning, everyone. I'm here with BJ Arun, and I'm going to be speaking to him about what his thoughts are about TiE, the TGS event, and a little bit about his background as well. So let's hear from him. Arun, welcome to the Global Pavilion here from Bangalore. And I just want to hear from you a little bit more about your illustrious background, your association with TiE, and of course your professional career. If you can share some nuggets on that.
Sure. Thank you, Deepa. Pleasure being here. So I've been a part of TiE pretty much since its inception. So I've been a part of this wonderful network for 31 years now, which is from the very first day.
From its inception,
From its inception, and so I was still in my late 20s when I joined TiE as a volunteer, and my home chapter is TiE Silicon Valley. So though I'm originally from Bangalore, but last 35 years I've been in the Valley. And it's been a very, very fulfilling journey, because initially when you're a first-time entrepreneur, I was inspired by the people who had already made it, right? So, and again, think about it, 30 years ago, there was a glass ceiling even in the Silicon Valley. Very few people who looked like you and me had broken through that glass ceiling. So people like Kanwal Ricky or Dr. Suhas Patel or Vinod Khosla, you could count on the fingers of one hand the people of Indian origin or South Asian origin who had broken through the glass ceiling. So initially, TiE helped inspire me. And then these are like 4 pillars that we have. And so, inspiration for sure. Then the other thing it did help was the networking. So, meeting other people. So I met my co-founders, I met a lot of my investors. And eventually, each time I was exiting my companies, a lot of my people who acquired my companies were also part of the network. And then, of course, we have the funding. So, that's another pillar of TiE. And so, it's just a wonderful organization. It's actually the only organization in the world where, it's the only not-for-profit in the world which actually helps people create value and create profits. So it's a very unique organization. And so in my case, most recently I was CEO of July Systems. That got acquired by Cisco at the end of 2018. And so that gave me some, time off after that acquisition. And so I became president of TiE Silicon Valley. And then I got elected to the TiE Global Board of Trustees. And I served as the chair of the TiE Global Board last year. And I continue to serve on the board of TiE Global. And because I'm originally from Bangalore, my heart is still there, and I'm really looking forward to making TiE Global Summit in Bangalore hugely successful, because Bangalore is the mecca for entrepreneurship, right? I mean, that's where everything has been happening. So for many years, I used to lament that in spite of its position, TiE Bangalore was not really thriving. But I think under current leadership of Madan, etc., you guys are doing fantastic work. And I'm so happy and so excited that TiE Bangalore won the bid to do the TiE Global Summit in 2024. So I'm really looking forward to working with all of you to make sure it's a resounding success.
Great. Thanks a lot for sharing those insights, Arun. Before I get into the entrepreneurial part of your journey, also can you share some insights on you were also leading for a very long time California Digital and of course July Systems. So what about this journey through the corporate world were you able to take away into your entrepreneurial journey as well?
So I think one thing as entrepreneurs is, you have to persevere, right? I mean, there are constantly challenges that are thrown at you, so you just can't give up. You just have to hang in there. And if there's something that you're trying, if it's not working, then you try something else, and you try something else. So I think, perseverance is, very important. The other thing I also tell, wannabe entrepreneurs, or first-time entrepreneurs, is, one of my favorite quotes is, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So which means if you don't even sort of, make the effort or don't even make the first step, you're guaranteed to not make it, right? And so even for events like, let's say, we've all come to Singapore for the TiE Global Summit, all it takes is one good contact or one piece of inspirational advice to make that light bulb go on or to make something happen. And so I highly recommend that not only people join TiE, entrepreneurs, but they come to these events. I mean, we have 60 chapters in 14 different countries. And so the more of these you go, I mean, you just expand your horizon, you expand your network, and so many good things come out of it. And so I think it's very, very important for people to attend these events. So even at TiE Bangalore, I think, entrepreneurs should be a part of it. I mean, we have, weekly programs, monthly programs, they do amazing work. So you have to go, and then you also have to, sort of attend events around the world. And it's just so meaningful, very rewarding. So that's something I do. Now, I think the other question we were asking was, what sort of learnings did I take away?
Corporate, yes.
Well, it's actually less corporate, but more entrepreneurial, right? Because all of these were startups, and they got acquired by large corporations. But I've always been a startup person, and so even post the Cisco exit, I'm doing another startup now. It's called Clean Fanatics. And it's a marketplace for home services, which is India focused. So, we do everything within the home, right? From deep cleaning to painting to, like civil works, etc. So I'm now scaling that across India. So that's what I'm doing.
So, Arun, the TGS Global Summit Singapore, the motto is good for the world. And then we also have TGS 2024 in Bangalore coming up. And the motto is putting entrepreneurship first. What does this mean to you, and what is it that should be taken away for people who are coming to these kind of events? What does putting entrepreneurship first mean to you?
So I think, and again, this is open to different people's interpretation, right? I mean, there is no one meaning to putting entrepreneurship first. It could be a message to our government saying that, sort of encourage entrepreneurs because, we create jobs and, we help the economy. It could be a message to the entrepreneur himself or herself, because if you become an entrepreneur, it's such a rewarding journey, right? Not just financially, but you're helping create employment. It's just a fabulous journey. So once you become an entrepreneur, there's no looking back, there's no going back to a day job anymore. So I think it completely depends on, who is looking at the tagline. So it is, each person is going to go away with their own interpretation of that. So there is no one interpretation. That's right. And so my takeaway would be that, hey, make entrepreneurship the most important thing in your life.
Just another question, Arun. What would you be expecting, given the scale and the kind of participation that we are seeing in Singapore? And also in terms of, looking forward to enhancing the scope of these kind of events. What is it that you would like to see happen in TGS 2024 in Bangalore?
Yeah, so I think, again, all of the pillars of TiE that I mentioned, we need to make sure that happens. So, for example, inspiration, right? So we're going to have thousands of, budding entrepreneurs come there. We have to make sure that they go away inspired. So for that, we need to have quality speakers, right? Because a lot of us, we need role models. So if I see a Narayan Murthy, or if I see a Kiran Majumdar Shaw, or if I see, people like that who are self-made, but, who become billionaires, right? And then you say, okay, look, if they can do it, so can I, right? So that inspiration is very important. The networking aspect is very important. So when people come, we have to enable them to sort of get to meet each other, matchmake in various ways, right? So if somebody is looking for funding, we need to have color-coded badges so we know who are the funders and who are the people looking for funding. So, those kind of things. And inspiration, knowledge. So, we need to have lots of master classes. So, that's something that is really resonating with our audiences, right? Because when people come, see, nowadays also what's happening is there's so much of good quality content online that if you want to listen to an inspiring speech, you can go to YouTube and, listen to that. But there's certain things that are only possible in person, right? So networking is really possible in person. And the master classes are also something which is very important, because not only are you sort of gaining knowledge, but you're also interacting with, the person who is conducting the master class and your fellow, cohorts over there. So those things are important as well.
One last question, Arun. What is your one key message, one powerful message that you would like entrepreneurs to take away from TGS 2023 and into TGS 2024? What is that one powerful message you'd like to give to the entrepreneurial ecosystem?
Yeah. So, I guess the one message would be take the first step towards entrepreneurship. lots of people are what I call armchair entrepreneurs. So they sort of say, hey, I have this idea, and maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. But very, very few people step up and do anything about it.
Go and execute.
Absolutely, right? I mean, if you don't even try, then you're pretty much guaranteed to fail, as I said earlier. So I just highly encourage people to take that first step. And yeah, they might fail, right? They might fail, but at least you've learned one more way of how not to do something, right? And so you really have to do this. And of course, the other thing is one also has to be practical. You have to have experience, you have to have the connections, you have to have the savvy to become an entrepreneur, right? So if you're not prepared, right? But if you have no experience, if you don't have any skills, if you don't have any network, then prematurely saying, okay, I'll also become an entrepreneur, that doesn't make any sense. But just have to start thinking entrepreneurially, because even if you're working for a company, you could still be entrepreneur. In fact, we call them entrepreneurs, where you're thinking like an entrepreneur within a company, and then you hone your skills, you get really good at it. And at some point, if you get an opportunity, you can always venture out on your own. So that would be my message is that at least take that first step. Okay?
Sure.
Great.
Thanks a lot, Arun. Thanks for being with us and sharing your nuggets of wisdom about entrepreneurship and what you expect from the entrepreneurial, event that we are setting up in TGS 2024. Thank you so much for being with us.